Hello everybody, it's Mystic and welcome back to my library. This is another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and we are here in Garlemald, which is like a complete snowy wasteland, and I have found a woman named Licinia who is like a refugee. She was not tempered like everybody else, so we're kind of trying to figure out like what happened. I don't know. She seemed a little off in the last episode. And I don't know if that's just because she has been having a really rough go of things or what. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. So let's get started on this. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here though, I'm hoping that things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? I will certainly try. What? What's this music? Okay. I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it'll take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Emmeline's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? Yes, I can totally do that. Wait, are they listening to a radio? Wait, the Garleans have a radio? That's so cool! The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Warming tincture? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling that seems absurd after what's happened, it's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the magitech that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina remains operational cannot be run for the lack of ceruleum. Of course, Cerulia Ingens is full of the stuff, but for all the good it does. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well, yes, never better. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? No? Ha, 'twas a joke, 'twas a joke. Ha 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 ha. If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep, said the poet, and alas, my tears would freeze in my cheek ere they fell. Aww. We are the blessed damned to witness the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want? Huh? A tincture? Well, I might as well drink it, I suppose. I love this radio. It's a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it. We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. I mean, they have to do stuff like this because they don't have magic. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore, sourced from Locus Amoenus it is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like all the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. This is starting to sound a little bit like Fallout. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women who sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Amoenus. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Buddy, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be so defeated so easily. Unfortunately. So this is what you gave the others. Thank you. I'll save it for later. Why? Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Vergilia's troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Vergilia and her men are all there now? So how did you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships. Then there might be a way to... Lycinia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? Okay, I really have a bad feeling about her. A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. I don't trust her! Perhaps a baby Almusty has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. Okay, she's sending us off. What is happening? And she didn't need that warming tincture. If you have a mind to if you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what I can tell. I've already tried asking if they want to share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we have to make our way past all those creatures. This seems like a wild goose chase. She's sending me off to the other side of the lake suddenly. I don't trust her. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last the others until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there may be another way to pay the tappers. If it's the ceruleum you need, then it's the ceruleum you shall have. You best watch out for any baby almost. Yeah, I'm going to say that because I really do not trust her. Yes, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Like you want me to, right? Finding the entrance can be tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. I don't know. Speak with the burly Tapper. Now wait, are Alize and Alphino staying here? I don't think I like that. I'm not okay with this. Can I warn them? Like, I don't think this is good. He's not one to leave others, of course, being a man of Kurthis, I'm sure he's more aware than most of its dangers, but I sense that is not the only reason. Ever since the warm welcome we received at Camp Dragonhead, the hospitality he and his brothers have afforded us have been nothing short of exemplary. Perhaps they aspire to live up to the example set by Lord Edmund. Alright, so there's no way to warn them. What they need is a decent meal. We have food back at camp, but there's the distance to consider. Okay, here we are. Who goes there? How did you find us? Well, there's this kind of suspicious woman in the other area. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the purebloods over at Victor Spoils haven't given away our location, you'd have never found us. Those stuck-up arseholes thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. Looks like the boot's on the other foot now. The capital's gone to shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate? I know your game, Sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another thing coming. Whoa, but, sir. Okay, all right, hold up, please. I don't have my stuff ready. Am I dead yet? I don't know. Are you dead yet? Okay. Well, there's somebody else in the cave. I guess I'm talking to them. There you are. Oh. You okay? Just after you left, Lycinia asked me to go and catch up with you in case you needed a hand. We are putting way too much trust into this woman, and now Alphino is there by himself. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. Something's wrong. So this is Tapper's Den. Well then, after you. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think I am. Who are you? What happened to the guards? Oh, I beat them senseless. It's fine. Eorzeans and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess. None of you are Garlean. You were brought here from other lands? Garabania, Yansha, Boja, Dalmasca, to name a few. Some dragged here against our will. Others fed bollocks but a better life. All put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. The old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that escaped more or less unscathed is cerulean ingots, still sustaining us even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that if it's frozen over? Heh, wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days, what with the city in ruins. We take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it would help to stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We could certainly ask, but if you're all free to go, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we managed to go back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us, thanks to the Empire, and the knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying here for the time being. Long as there's a need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlean as we knew it is gone for good. Gone for good? I thought we were going to cut to Elfino. I still think something is happening. Regardless of what the Ulcibard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people? Their lives, their stories, should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll still be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. So you've gone seeking ceruleum, have you? What? Those purebloods up at Victor Spoil sent you? To turn to their enemies for help, they must be more desperate than I'd thought. Then again, Lysinia's got her little sister to think about. Oh! A sister? But we only saw Lysinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from what was ever ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there's any way to get around it. I may have refused Lysinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange, but I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, will you hear? I don't know, I still have a bad feeling about this. I can't for the life of me think why Lysinia would keep her sister a secret from us, but we can ask about that after we've delivered the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. Why would she, though? I'm still suspicious, but maybe now I'm a little less suspicious because maybe she was just trying to protect her? I mean, that's definitely an option. Yeah, nobody's here. I figured. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Elfino would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Alright, Elfino, you better be okay. They asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're all about. What? Vultures, that's what you are, waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, and then you swoop in. Here to help? What rot, all a ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get your revenge. That's what you do. Like, that's what the Garleans do. You're wrong, that's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles and a bed that was still warm. It's true. Lucinia was hiding her sick sister in the house. But now there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours? And if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. I'm starting to think maybe we should just leave them all here. We're trying to help them, you idiot! Her sister's ill, the empty bottle proves it, so the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry, or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. Oh my god. You invade our... Dude! This is what Garlemald does! Stop projecting! You invade our homeland, tainted with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A Garlean should sooner die than suffer that insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than to be corrupted by your vile magic. We were waiting for a chance to free them since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I cannot say how Lucinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I need to tend to my injuries. And theirs. I'll join you in the search after. I don't want to leave you here by yourself, Elfino. Alright, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. 2 sets of fresh footprints, young women judging by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. I promise I can read. The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts, and I can only imagine how hard it must be for her ailing sister to cross the ice. We could really do with Elfino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's fill it up and look for clues. Oh, this is a huge search area. Okay. I mean, is the cave part of it? Because that would be a logical place. The empty bottle smells faintly of alcohol. The thin coating of dirt indicates it has been here for some time and is unlikely to have any connection with Licinia or her sister. Okay. Actually, I don't know that the cave is part of this. No, it's not. What's that? Oh no, that's somebody. Never mind. Is that an Afghan hound mount? Excuse me, where does one acquire an Afghan hound mount? That is so cool. The blood staining the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victim may have been severely wounded. The trail of blood leads southwards. Alright, that actually wasn't as hard to find as I thought. It was a big search area, but pretty wide open, so you can see where you're looking. Wait, they took the radio with them? 2 bodies are already cold. Oh no! They're dead? Why? This sucks. I didn't trust them, but that sucks. Wait, oh, Elfino's here.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked.
This sucks. Were they, though? I don't think they were. Why would they be left?
No.
They did it themselves? Why?
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, it just hit me. They wouldn't still be there if they were attacked by an animal. Crap.
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have...
No, Alphino. No.
We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Yeah.
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold.
Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, that sucks.
I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all.
Yeah, because somebody else said that before, too.
I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right.
Could it be that the radio, like whatever they're listening to, is attempting to temper whoever's left? And like maybe it's not as effective as the tower itself, but there are people that weren't affected by it. So maybe this whole voice on the radio is actually just another way of tempering, because they thought of Varys as, well, maybe not their god, but I mean, he was their emperor, and they looked to him for everything. And I'm wondering if maybe that's what this was. Like, were they, because a lot of these people don't want help. And no matter how bad the situation, they would rather die than take help from anybody else. There's got to be more to this.
You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Oh my god. This is really sad. There must have been something we could have done, but what? Should we have never come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? I don't know. We've already caused enough harm here. Let us return to camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do now is make a report to Lucia and do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Come. Alice and Alphino tell me they have finished their preliminary search for survivors, but refrain from saying much more than that. Clearly they are reluctant to provide details. Might I ask you for your account? Yeah, it was bad.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments, and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils.
Yeah.
They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I was hoping it was going to be him.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
It's not like you could have known.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's Third Legion clashed with the First, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad.
Yeah.
Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
Fandaniel?
It brings to mind events at the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically.
I'm trying to remember. I have such a bad memory.
Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly.
Yep.
Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the Third Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the First Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
Have we seen Nerva and Titus yet? I can't remember. I don't think we have.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the Third Legion's coffers, but the First as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the First Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor.
Yeah, they keep talking about that.
From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams.
The radio?
May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
The Tower of Babel?
This sounds awfully familiar.
Uh-huh.
We have something to show you all.
Okay, so I was right. I think the radio is trying to temper, or at least work with the tempered. Might be affecting the others, too.
Varus spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
Could he be Ascians? What other Ascians do we have left?
We are of one mind, then.
What?
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
What?
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence.
But aren't they using them to...
A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
Why?
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you.
So it's the opposite of what I thought then.
A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
Well, at least it was Magni and not Sadu. She would have just blown him to bits.
I think we do.
Yeah.
Who do we have here?
Garleans?
Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
Who are you?
I am Lucia Junius, a temple knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
I still can't get over that they keep calling us the invaders. It's like self-aware wolves.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours.
Your commander?
If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
I have a
don't
feeling.
much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Alphino?
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
Oh, wait.
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
I'm going with you. I mean, I could have said the mother one, too. Either one works.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause. But you will proceed with the utmost care.
We're gonna try.
A couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
I really don't like this guy.
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
You don't look that
There are
old
many
yourself.
dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
I like how we kept the dagger. Like, he has a dagger on his back, and we let him keep that. You will be received as invited guests, and so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourselves accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence above all else. Remember this. Thancred, in particular, will be worried sick if you've gone too long. May the Fury watch over and keep you. Alright. Are you and the children? Dude, you look like you're not that much older than Alice and Alphino. Will you shut up? Are you and the children ready? I will explain once the route once we are outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we will judge an act of hostility. We will not hesitate to take appropriate manners. I would expect nothing less. You have our full cooperation. Alright, I think I'm actually going to end this episode here because this is going to have us heading off into another direction, probably another whole portion of a quest, so it seems like a logical stopping point. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe if you did. You can also follow me on all of the social media that I have linked down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!